Hello members! This video is going to be a little bit different. I decided to show the behind. There are some of you out there who want to be YouTubers in some way, or maybe not even YouTubers, just you want to be able to film and record videos for your various social media networks. And so I'm sort of using this video to show you kind of my whole month of October, like how I film every single type of video that I film. So this is just going to be a behind the scenes of all the videos in October, which I feel like you guys might have already seen like half of them at this point. So I am in my studio and I'm going to show you my setup. So this is definitely the most complicated setup I've ever done because I'm doing my reaction video today to a bunch of Halloween movies. So basically I am having to watch a film. I'm not watching Lord of the Rings. I was just testing this, but I am having to watch a film and then record myself reacting to it. And if you ever want to do this, you have to use a program called OBS. And basically what I have is the camera filming me. And so that is this camera over here. And honestly, the bells and whistles of all of this is probably a little too extreme. You don't need this much stuff. This is where we film a lot of our other films for my production company. So there are extra cameras set up, and all of this stuff is actually set up for my husband's YouTube channel right now. So I'm just kind of like moving it around to use it for myself. So this camera is filming me, and it kind of comes back here and it plugs into this laptop. So then I have the audio and the video. Let's see, so you can see we have the video and the audio for it. And then down here is where I can control like the audio level. And then you can add in any other sources. So if like you're gaming or something, you can add a little window over here of whatever you're watching. So I have the display video and audio. And I have that hooked up to basically just a Chrome window where I'm going to play the videos that I'm about to watch. As far as lighting, I use this nifty little ring light, which I will put in the description down below. It is pretty cheap. I have way fancier film lights, but I like how portable this one is. And it changes from both blue tone to a more yellow color, so see how that kind of like changed. So normally you never want to film with any sort of fluorescent lights, and we have those in this office. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn those off. And so now this source is lighting up my face. You always want one camera or one light lighting up you. And then I have these lights for the background. And so these are actually super fancy film lights that get really hot. I would not recommend these. These are for film. We just don't have very powerful LED lights at the moment. It's one of the things we do want to get because I'm going to get really hot in here. But with a white backdrop, if you have a white backdrop, the crappy things about them, you have to light them up super bright. So now I have these two lights lighting up that background. Testing the audio again. So I have to pause it. My name is Lauren. So now when you look over here, I'm pretty lit. I did have my husband test this and help me out before he left. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch this video, and I've got my mouse way over here that I can, let's see, I'll be able to stop it and start it here and also control my recording, which is super far away, so I'm gonna have to like squint, but there it is. For audio, usually I don't do a whole lot for it. I really should step up my audio game. I have started packing a lavalier mic with me. And so this is like what we use. It's just a little wireless mic that hooks up to the camera. And so I'll attach this under the scarf that I'm going to wear to kind of hide it. And this just makes sure that my audio is a little bit better. And I've already done the testing of all of this, and that honestly is the most time consuming, is all of this setup. I don't know how I feel about this scarf. Now you guys probably have already seen my orb video. Look right there, that's not an orb. Here, it's not an orb, it's all these lights reflecting. It's actually probably this light right here where it's coming out of that corner. I'm making this nice little cup right here. And I'm just adjusting it in the camera so I can't see it. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Trying to do too many things at once. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and another Halloween themed video. So I just took a break to do a reading. Normally I try not on the same day, but today I just couldn't get around it. So now I'm gonna get back to filming. Okay, that was the thumbnail. That should be good. Ooh, that took a long time and I did not even get to one of the movies that I wanted to get to, but I'm done. That's gonna be a good long movie or video. And now I'm gonna air it out in here and then set up for my next one. I have no idea how this one's gonna turn out. I'll figure it out as I go. That's the plan. That I have my video scripted and everything I want to say scripted, but as far as like setup goes, I make it up as I go. So sometimes my notes are in my phone, sometimes I have it on paper, depending on how I came up with the idea. But this is today's video. And I've got my monitor set up over here so that I can look at myself and see what I'm doing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are clearly doing something a little different. It has been a long filming day. I definitely had way more of a setup today than I normally do. It does not take me this long normally, but I got 2 good videos done today. So I'm gonna wrap this all up and I will keep showing you guys more videos as I create them. Alrighty, I'm on day 2 of filming. I don't film these consecutively. Usually I do about 1 a week, but this is kind of my shed space that I film. A lot of kind of like my sit down videos. So here's like where I sit at my desk and do live readings. And that's like some of the backgrounds that you see. So the challenge of my channel is that I do a lot of like talk at you stuff and I really have to have different backgrounds to make things look good. And so I'm constantly in here trying to figure out, okay, how can I make the background look a little different for this video? I just checked my YouTube and I've done a lot facing this way. So I think I'm gonna have this be my background down here. And I'll just kind of like set dress this little table down here. Now, for those of you who are curious what equipment I use, this is not my favorite camera. Honestly, it is one of the ones our company uses the least, and I use it because it's lightweight. But it is old, and it has been used as a vlogging camera for another channel that we have. I actually used to use my phone a lot, and I think ever since I stopped using my phone, my quality has just gone up like crazy. Now that's pretty obvious, but I don't know, when you're starting out and you're not getting that many views, you're just like, I'm gonna do whatever's easiest. So I basically have it plugged into my little monitor right here. This is why I want a vlogging camera, is because vlogging cameras will have the little LCD screen pop out and face you, and that would be so much better than having to look at this screen. But basically this is how I set up my shot. I sit down, look at the screen, and try to figure out what needs to happen to get it fixed. So setting up takes a long time, and until I can pay other filmmakers to help me, this is what it looks like. I don't know if this looks tacky. half the time I'm just like half-assing things. I don't know. This is actually a piece of garland, but I'm making it into a wreath. Obviously, if you stand back, this looks horrendous. But in the camera, so pretty. So you see how the light right here, if I were to open these up, it's gonna be a lot harsher light on my face and probably a lot more uneven. But if you can have something in front of your light to diffuse it, it looks a lot better. If I didn't have enough light, if I was shooting at a different time of the day, I would use my ring light. So honestly, this should be attached to something, but I'm just kind of leaving it hanging. But it's basically being plugged into the camera. Right here, I've got an adapter because this is technically an XLR. And then this one will clip onto my shirt. And a note on equipment here, you guys, I have some of the better equipment out there. I mean, this is probably one of the worst cameras we own, but I don't want you guys, for those of you who are YouTubers out there or just wanting to create videos yourself, like, don't get discouraged about equipment. I've had a lot of people feel like they have to get super fancy gear to start a YouTube channel. You can use what you have. And even like the things that I'm showing you, you can get cheaper brands and kind of make it work. I am going to link the camera that I do want to buy ahead of time, because if you guys are serious about getting a vlogging camera, I'll show you what I think is going to be the best. I've watched a lot of reviews on it. I just need to come up with the money to do it. I've been wanting it for like so long. I think all of the behind the scenes stuff can be very discouraging because it takes me way more time to set up and tear down from these than it ever does to film them. And I had a friend that, you know, started a channel and really wanted to do it, and I thought she had great content, but she was so frustrated by the amount of work that it took. And she told me one day, she was like, it seems like every time I film, something goes wrong. And I remember telling her, like, that's every shoot that I have. Like, that is normal. Expect that. If you have a shoot that goes perfectly well, then the film gods have smiled on you. I mean, even in my professional shoots that I do with clients and we're on set, I mean, there's always something that goes wrong. You just have to have things backed up, things ready to go. Like, I totally forgot to charge all my cameras today. That's something that I usually do before I start. I usually leave myself a note in my calendar before a filming day, charge all the stuff. Didn't do that. We'll see how it goes. Now, sometimes I find like people have the tendency when they film to set up a really cool background and then get really close to the background. But watch what happens when I just come forward. The camera focuses on me a little bit more, and then the background is a little bit fuzzier. And it makes it so that your eye comes to me instead of the background. So this is how I usually start. I usually start by picking the side of the room I want, the location, and then I go ahead and set dress everything, which is just a fancy word for like putting things out and making things look nice. Like, you want to remove clutter or junk or things that just like look bad in the background. So removed all of that, happy with the shot, got my audio, video all set up and ready to go. And now I basically pull out my scripts. So most of my videos start out as ideas, and I will write them down in my phone, or I will write them on a piece of paper, like wherever is best. And then they usually come into this huge vlogs document that I have. And I've got, this is not organized at all, but I've got it all, at least the next couple videos, planned out, because I try to shoot for like a month ahead, so I'm not constantly filming every single week. I try to batch them so I can have a break. So these are kind of just like all my ideas, and I have them color coded based on like where they need to be filmed, like what they're about. So this is where I'll come and basically just come up with my videos. And then ahead of time, so like last week, what I did was I looked at these notes and then I made notes on paper, because I can't really look at my laptop while I'm filming. And I knew I had to be using my phone for other purposes this video, so I have them written on little pieces of paper. So I'm going to start with the help spirits move on, because I have a reading in like an hour. I'll probably only be able to film one video before then. But also what I'll do is I'll come into this document and just remind myself of the important like YouTube things that I need to say. So this is like based on the research that I do, and it's constantly changing. So then I'll remember in the intro the things that I need to talk about, and the outro what I need to talk about, or any just other points that I need to make. And honestly, right now I'm gonna change some of this because I've been watching some more YouTube videos from other YouTubers on how to do things better, and some of this is already outdated. So like this beginning piece that I have right here is just asking people to subscribe and giving them a very, very quick explanation of like what the channel is about has been hugely helpful, I think, because if someone's watching me for the first time, they may not know that I make a series of like how-to videos. So that's one of the things that I would recommend if you are another YouTuber. And then somewhere in the middle, I might tease a future video if it comes naturally. And then asking people to like the video actually does analytically better than asking people to subscribe sometimes in different ways without like trying to get too much into it. And then the outro, just making sure that I'm asking questions. Usually I do that throughout the video, so I'll skip that if I don't need that. And then I make sure to get a thumbnail, because one of the hardest things is if you do not have a thumbnail and you're trying to edit and make it afterwards, it is so difficult. Like in my orbs video, I just edited it, and the thumbnails I took were okay, but I did them too fast and they just did not turn out. And so that thumbnail I'm really angry about because it just doesn't look that good. So what I'll do now is I'll take these notes and just add them to my script. Sometimes I forget. So I just like to add these into wherever they should pop up in my script. All right, let's see if we can get this recorded before my reading. Testing, testing. This is the audio level. Hello, hello. Testing, testing my audio. You want to make sure that your voice is coming in around, I usually do like 9-10 decibels, and if your camera has like a little audio peaking thing, it should show you. I thought I had a black shirt, but then I remembered I had to toss it because it was getting like see-through. So I've got to hide my Jurassic Park. And I don't know when this camera stops recording. At some point, like I think it's like 14-15 minutes, it's just like done. And because I can't see the LCD screen, can't see it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren and I'm here to teach you guys how to dance. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I need to switch into this video mode. Now, what are we talking about? We're helping spirits move on. All right, I had to press pause so that I can get to my reading. I have to give myself enough time to kind of like debrief and prep for it. And honestly, you know, I feel like some of your questions might be like, why would you film on the same day that you're about to do that? And it's because I practiced enough, I can get into that psychic intuitive mode quicker now. And honestly, I feel like talking about psychic things and educating and like teaching about it, it just gets my mind in an intuitive place because I'm speaking about it. Kind of like dreams. Like if you talk about dreams, research dreams, all of a sudden you'll have more dreams. And so I find that, you know, it's pretty easy if I'm doing something else that's psychic to jump into this or into a reading. So freaking cool. I just ended that reading, and of course it was all about mediumship, which is the video that I'm literally recording right now. She wanted to connect with like a bunch of people in spirit, but it's so crazy to me that the timing of how these things can happen. I'll be filming a video and then of course something happens and now I'm like, all right, that's another tidbit I'm gonna put in my video just now. So if you haven't watched that video yet, go ahead and watch it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Woohoo! I just finished that first one, changed my shirt because I realized this next video is not gonna come out till November. So now I gotta take all this down. And voila. It looks like a completely different background, basically. Change my shirt, change the background. Alrighty. I should put more foundation on. Oh well. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about pendulums. I should be holding one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. thumbnail. Quick thumbnail. Oh wait, I already did a thumbnail. Yay, all done. Oh, I'm hot. I'm tired. I always feel like I could have done better, but sometimes you just gotta get out a video and it's not always gonna be perfect. But that's why I think scripting is so helpful, because I know that I hit every point that I needed to hit. I think before, when I didn't script, oh my gosh, my videos were so much worse. If you're curious where my child is during my filming days, Dad is usually watching him, but I finished right on time for my husband to go out and do his game night with friends. So now I gotta clean up and babysit. Still in your PJs. PJs all day with Dad. No. Hey everyone, good morning. Today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading. So I am in my studio right now. Just did a reading. I basically now have 3 hours to do this pick a card video, and then I have 2 more readings. I like how in every single video I've been like, oh, I'm not going to video and do readings at the same time, but that's kind of what life has to be sometimes, especially with these October videos, because a lot of times I will batch them all ahead of time. Like I will film multiple at the same time, but because I'm trying to make my October videos a little extra, I'm having to basically record them just like a few weeks before they come out. And I can't necessarily like put them all together. So the pick a card readings are definitely pretty complicated. So let's figure out how we're gonna do this. So these are called C-stands. Now I would not recommend going out of your way to buy this. I will show you guys how to do it in a much easier way here in a second, but if you just happen to have them, these are basically just super sturdy, and I've kind of interlocked them so that my camera can go right here and have a lot of weight supported. And then basically what I'm going to do is get one of these clamps, clamp it on, and then my camera goes into that little pin right there. Now normally I use this as a background because it kind of just matches my aesthetic. And so I basically took a cutting board and I got this cool vinyl sticky wrap, and I'll link it down below. I kind of screwed it up when I laid it on, but I just taped it down a little bit extra, and I also liked putting this really bright neon tape on it, because then if it was in my shot and I didn't notice, I could fix it. But because we're doing Halloween, I am going to be using a darker backdrop. So this is just like a piece of fabric that I'm going to lay down. Alrighty, so I have my monitor across from me. This way, as I'm reading cards, I can see what I'm doing. I basically just have a little USB, HDMI, pluggy thingy. And then my main source of light, because again, I do not want to use these lights. I have this ring light, and this has been the biggest time saver for me, and I so recommend getting one of these, especially if you're doing videos on YouTube. And it came with this guy that holds your phone, and you can just slide this in here, and then you can rotate this left or right. So I could actually set my phone right here and film. Now, if this is all you have is this light and you don't have the rest of this crazy setup, what I would do is, if I'm sitting here, I would actually put this light right behind me and try to get it really high up and shoot down like this. So that's what I would recommend if you don't have the big crazy ass setup. Now, this light does not work so well straight above because it gets very reflective on the cards. You really want a light coming from behind you instead of like directly on top of you. So say I'm putting this pumpkin in the corner again, if I would have had the light the other way, the shadow would come this way and onto my cards, which I don't want. So that's why you want the light to push all the shadows away from you. So this is what I got going. I mean, it works. My light is super harsh, and you can tell by how reflective it is the closer you get to that light. And then I have really bad shadows. So I think what you want to do is put something to bounce the light back, kind of on the directly opposite side. You want the white side. And the theory there is that it should have gotten rid of I don't know if it did anything. Maybe a little. But you know what? I kind of like the mood of it, to be honest. I mean, as long as I can see my cards. Yeah, I love that. I think that's all I need. And obviously I'm having to do this at a wonky angle because of my C-stand. So this is probably overcomplicating it, but I think we're good to go as far as our setup. I just wanted to eat some food really quick before I got started. And this week the reaction video is going up of the Halloween movies. And I think this will be like literally the day after it comes out that you guys will see it. But I got a bunch of copyright claims, obviously, because I have video and audio from something that is technically copyrighted. So this is what I see, and this is how you can possibly get around it. So I knew that I was probably not gonna be able to make money off of this. So right now it says just basically that it can't be monetized. I can't make any money off of it, which is totally fine. I think not every video has to absolutely make me money. I think I do these for fun. However, I did see a trick, especially if you're doing a reaction video, of a way you could possibly dispute it. So we go into dispute, and this is basically saying make sure that your dispute is founded. But basically I'm saying that this is fair use. Like I'm not on here like restreaming the whole entire video trying to pretend like I own it. And this is just a bunch of rules to make sure you don't do it incorrectly, so definitely read those. And then on this last screen, basically what you want to do is select that it's a reaction video, and I've already done the other three, so I'm just going to copy and paste and basically explain like, hey, it's not mine, I know it's not mine, I'm just reacting to the content. And then you basically check all of these and sign. Alright. Oh, I didn't realize I can still make money off of it. Cool. I mean, worst case scenario, it'll go back to ineligible. Sometimes they'll completely block it, but even then you can still try to dispute it. So basically they have 30 days to respond and either be like, no, she's wrong, or yeah, that's totally fine, she can make money off of it. But just in case you come across the same problem. Future Lauren here. I just totally forgot to update you guys on this. So they got back to me within hours and all of my disputes were dropped. So basically within a few hours, it must have just been that I clicked the reaction video is my guess. But it was dropped, no more problems. So it was solved before this even published. So kind of cool. Good to know if you're another YouTuber out there and wanting to put up any sort of content. And the reason why I also took a break before I started doing these readings is that the logistics of setting all of this up can really get you out of your intuitive mind. So I purposely took a break, ate some food, did some other YouTube things to just disconnect from it. And now what I do is I refresh my memory on what I want to do, kind of take some time to get into the space to actually read. So I've already taken notes on like the outline of the tarot that I want to do. The very first one that I did, I didn't have like an outline of the spreads, and then I was forgetting them between like piles. So I would definitely recommend having out an idea and like which cards to use. So then if you're forgetting because you're in the middle of the reading, especially if you're like very organic with your tarot readings, like I am, definitely having something that I can refer to of like, okay, what was the question here? What was the cards that I used? Just so that it's similar between all of them. And then I just have like my general pick a card notes. And I basically took these when I watched a bunch of pick a cards, and I just kind of saw how everybody placed things, and I wrote down everything that like I want to be able to say in all of them, like just mentioning like how pick a card readings work, how the future can change, and then when I'm done with each one, like things to say. It's just a lot to remember, and so I just have this every single time so that I can make sure that I'm consistent. I'm basically going to just pull the top piles that I'm getting, and this is where I get into the intuitive side of it, of saying, okay, how many piles are we gonna do? And the thing is I'm probably not going to start with these cards, but I want the thumbnail to look really pretty, and I want the meditation part of it to be on these cards. So these cards will still be in each pile, but I actually don't pre-draw them because the first time I did this, I pre-drew all the cards. And I felt like, oh shoot, you know, what if there were cards in the first pile that really needed to be in the second pile, but I didn't draw them because they were already pulled out. So basically, the only things that I do ahead of time is just like the thumbnail cards, if that makes sense. And then basically I just set the intention. I say, this is the reading. These are the 5 different groups. I'm connecting to the people in the future that are going to see this, no matter what time they're seeing it. It's very important to like set your intention very clearly, so that it'll apply to the people that are actually going to watch it. So I'm just gonna actually do 4 piles just for time. Oh, my guys are telling me 3. Okay, so we're just gonna do 3. Know that I wanted to do 5, but this is my 3rd pick a card reading ever, so I don't want to overextend myself, especially when I have 2 other readings today. So this is pile 1 is what I'm hearing. This is pile 2, and this is pile 3. Okay. So now I've got those cards sort of laid out. I will fix them in a second. I'll also be using a few other decks to go along with it, but I kind of planned them out just by the themes of the deck. Also did my nails so that if you see my nails in it, they're not disgusting. I feel like the first one that I did, I was like, ah, shit, I should have done my nails, and I totally didn't. I'll put my mic on just to make sure that my audio is also good. So I make sure that I get my thumbnail first, and I also make sure that in the photo there's enough room for me to put the text for the thumbnail. Didn't do that the first time either, so remember to do that. So I purposely moved them down so that I could put maybe the text right in here or right on top of the cards. And my idea here is that, you know, if people are looking at the thumbnail, you want them to be able to choose from the thumbnail and not have the cards all sort of like obscured. And then it has more of a likelihood for them clicking on it because they're like, oh, I already picked a card from the thumbnail. I don't know about you guys, but I do that a lot. I'll pick it from the thumbnail. Alrighty, I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. Yay, I just finished up. I barely have enough time to eat. I got 2 back-to-back readings. Ooh. This has been a non-stop reading day. I should have thought about that. Normally when I'm planning my videos, I'm like, oh, I'm just talking, like not reading, but I forgot that today was actually like a reading video. Losing my voice. So now I'm gonna clean all this junk up, which shouldn't take me too long, and then I'm gonna get to editing. So this is how I edit my videos. Oh my gosh. This is like the worst example. So I edit my videos in my husband's office, and of course right now he's got a 3D printer going, and I forgot to tell him I had to edit today. So I have to wear this mask while I edit today's video. I'll take it off for a few seconds, but I've edited a few videos now and I keep forgetting to film myself. But one thing I wanted to say is, as I edit it, it's so interesting watching myself because I feel like when I'm talking, sometimes I'm like totally channeling. Like I'm going off of my notes and I'm kind of like getting grumpy at myself because I was like, why aren't you sticking to your notes? But then I'm realizing I'm saying things that I wouldn't have already planned. And it's totally just like, I can just tell that I'm like channeling a little bit. And my husband has this massive screen, which is kind of helpful, but Basically what I do is I import all the footage onto my timeline, and basically I do a first pass where I just sort of cut out all the mistakes, cut out all the little blips. Very basic right now. And so what I just did was I brought all the clips together, kind of made it all a lot tighter, and then I put in any assets. Like I make markers for myself so that I can come back and, know, okay, I need to put a picture here, I need to put a title here. Basically, I added in a few clips, like a picture and an old video for further examples. In this, like, I'm talking so much, I try to add in as much as I can. And then I also just make notes for like other videos that I'm talking about. So when I do put it up on YouTube, I don't have to re-watch it. I can just look at the time codes and be like, okay, this is where I need to put a card to reference another video, or, oh, I need to put in the description my Instagram because I mentioned it. I also just watched it through one more time to clean up any of the cuts. I'm getting really good at basically editing to where I edit it once and it's pretty much good to go. But in the beginning, it took me a lot more passes. Also checked all the audio. My audio was so much better this time. I had to do so much less because I had that lava. It was wonderful. And then I did color. So that is just color correcting it to make sure it looks the right color. And the screenshot was a pain in the butt because I forgot to take one. And so basically I'm just having to skim through and find a place where my face doesn't look stupid and export that. But I really think that that's gonna hurt this video because my face is not thinking about, like, my face doesn't look like I'm thinking about whatever I'm talking about. Like, I want to make sure that the thumbnail is reflective of the video so people are more likely to click on it. So I definitely think that's gonna hurt this video, but I'm going to go ahead and export it now and wait for that to finish up. So now I am uploading my video. I always check my titles on the TubeBuddy. I don't have the paid version, but I do have the keyword version, and it can just help so much. So you can see down here all the different types of titles that I've tried, and then you can see their score based on like how often people search it, what the competition is like. And so I have some of this defaulted basically to my upload standards, and I just come in here and I replace things. Like if I have products in the video, I'll replace it there. So right now I'm adding in the chapters, and I'm just looking over here at all the markers that I've made and adding those. And basically I'll just fill this all out. So I also use canva.com to edit all of my thumbnails. So I went ahead and edited my thumbnail. I like to remove the background and just make it not look like a screenshot, make it look a little bit fancier. And then I use Canva to edit my thumbnails. And usually I try to find elements that illustrate what I'm saying, so it's not just my face. So when you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, that's what this video might be about. I had a hard time with this one, and I was trying to think of things like when we think of a spirit crossing over, like what are the images that we think of? And so I thought of like a tunnel and going towards a white light, and then I just set it up to Premiere. Then I like to pre-publish all my socials, so I make sure that my Instagram post is ready to go, my Facebook post is ready to go, my blog post. I add a note to add it in my newsletter, and then I put it up as a podcast, and I just like to get it all done ahead of time. So usually when my video goes live, I'm on my phone, but today we're watching it on the TV, and that's when I respond to your guys' comments and kind of hang out with you guys and make sure the video is okay. Not like I can really fix it if there's anything wrong with it, but usually start my mornings that way when a video goes live. And then usually I'm getting ready, just got out of the shower so that I can either go do more filming or editing, or if I have more readings, whatever it may be. You want food? Okay, do you want to sit in my lap? Let's finish this video. Thank you guys for watching. So that was my, oh no, that was our member only video. I wanted to try to show you guys a little bit of everything, and that's why I decided to do this video this month, was I really wanted to be able to show you every single type of video I might film. And that is not a normal month for me. This has been very like exhausting as far as all the videos I've been making, but I wanted to film it this month because I knew I was doing them all. And so I thought it would show a good variety of everything all in one month instead of just like some boring talking videos. But I think that's it. Say thank you for watching. Bye. Say bye. Oh, good job. Bye bye. Oh.